What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our Super Bowl preview and picks. As always, I have Ethan with me to break down this year's Super Bowl. But before we get into it, hit that subscribe button down below to be entered in our giveaway.
So here we go. We're gonna start just recapping our last week's picks. I unfortunately went 1-1, while you going 0-2.
Yep.
So one game left and one game behind. So very interesting matchup here this week for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then I'll start us with our bets from championship weekend. Both of us went 3-2. You were on the other side of both of the over-unders for the games. We both hit on that Lions +7. Both got an anytime touchdown. And where I went wrong, I thought Lamar would at least run it in. He's been really good at it this year. And then obviously the under, I thought if the Lions were going to win that game, they would have to limit San Fran's offense. They did for a half, but after that, didn't pan out for them. And obviously same for you.
All right. So this will be our best bets section, sponsored by. Are we sponsored yet?
No, we need to get
No.
sponsored.
No, yeah, we do need to get sponsored. So I guess I'll start with my best bets. So we're both gonna bet on the coin toss. I went heads and then over 47.5 total points. I see you do that as well. And then I'm going with my anytime touchdowns. I have Pacheco, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle for anytime touchdowns. And then I have Patrick Mahomes over 262.5. I think this is a good number, and I think it'll be close. You got to rock with Mahomes. You got to trust the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So then I got Travis Kelce over 70.5 yards receiving. Travis Kelce 3+ receptions in each half. And so obviously Travis Kelce is going to have a big impact on this game. And I think he does produce. And then Debo under 58.5 receiving yards. I think the corners in Kansas City will be able to lock him down a little bit, at least to get that under there. And then Rashee Rice over 67.5. Nick Bosa, Chris Jones to both record a sack. And I also am going to prop that on with Chris Jones to record most sacks in the game by any player. So then we have L'Jarius Sneed next to record an interception. Like I said, he's having a great year, and I think he built on it in the Super Bowl. And Harrison Butker, the old mighty man, over 7.5 total kicking points.
Yeah, and then I'll go. I'm going coin toss tails because tails never fails. I like the over with you on the total points. And then I have an interesting one. I think the Chiefs are going to be the first team to score, no matter if they get the ball or not. I think they're going to at least put up three. And then this is where I have Travis Kelce over his receiving yards of 70.5 and an anytime touchdown because, the NFL with Taylor Swift there and put him on the biggest stage. You gotta have him shine. And then Mahomes, same thing. Obviously, he's the one throwing Kelsey the ball, so I think he's going to have a decent game as well if this team wants to win. Over on his passing touchdowns and passing yards. I have Debo thrown in there for rushing yards, not receiving yards, of over 16.5. I think Shanahan game plans well. And to get Debo the ball the most they can, it's probably going to be on some jet sweeps or even behind the line of scrimmage passes to him. And I think that's where he can get that over. Pacheco over 88.5 rush receiving yards. He's going to be heavily involved in this one against the Kansas or against the San Francisco front because they're obviously very quick. And then I have overs on Kittle's receptions, MVS, Valdez-Scantling, and Sky Moore over receiving yards. I mean, if Sky Moore doesn't get 3 receiving yards, I'm gonna be very disappointed. We did
Yeah.
skip last year's Super Bowl, so you do have to take note of that. And then Chase Young record a sack. A lot of people have been questioning his play style, athleticism, and really if he wants to even be out there. And I think he's going to prove some people wrong here in the Super Bowl. Fred Warner as well, captain of the defense of the Niners. He's going to have a big impact. And then Jake Moody. I think the Niners are going to have to at least convert every field goal. They've, I think, attempted at least 2 or 3 in the playoff games they played this year, and Moody has missed one in each. So I think this is the game he gets right. But we're going to jump in
Yep.
to our picks, and I'll start it off here. I'm going with the Chiefs. Obviously, I can't bet against Mahomes. It's like Brady 2.0 at this point. We did it last week or 2 weeks ago, picking Baltimore at home. Like, why wouldn't they lose? And yet again, Mahomes proves us wrong.
Yep, I'm with you here. This is gonna be an interesting matchup. I think if 49ers can hold the Chiefs to kicking field goals, they have a shot. But we just got to make sure that the moment's not too big for Purdy and this offense. The last time you don't want another game like how he played against the Niners, throwing 3 interceptions that were just terrible interceptions. So we got to have a solid game out of Purdy. and you know CMC is going to show up, and you know this Niners defense is good. You can get away with it. You can really run the ball on them a little bit as you saw during this postseason. But with all that being said, you know, I mean, it's already there. I got to take the Chiefs. Are we doing a score here and an MVP as
Yeah,
well?
why not? Why not?
All right, so you give me your score first then.
So I'll go. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game because I took the over. Not too high scoring though. I think it will be like a 28-27 around there. I'm not saying, I think realistically it'll probably be a 31-27 victory from Kansas City.
Yep.
I just think it's not gonna matter in the last possession of the game. I think the Chiefs defense of all things is gonna stop the Niners offense and walk away with the Lombardi. And then my MVP. I mean, it's a quarterback award, it feels like every year. So I got to go with Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you there with Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, I think I have to do that as well. But for the score, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 27-24, Chiefs on top, and Mahomes winning his third Super Bowl, on his way to greatness for sure. So that's what
Hmm.
I got from that.
Now that you say you want the Chiefs, what's probably the biggest thing for the Chiefs to do if they are going to win this Super Bowl?
Well, I would say to win this Super Bowl, I think they have to be able to pound the rock. They gotta get that offense moving, starting with Pacheco, and they also were talking about getting Jerick McKinnon involved as well. So a very explosive guy out of the backfield will really help this offense flourish against the Niners defense.
Yeah, then obviously I'll defend the Niners here in this one. If the Niners want to win this game, Brock Purdy obviously can't commit his careless turnovers he's had in the last two games. But I think what it's really going to come down to is this defensive front. Now with Joe Thuney possibly not playing the center for the Chiefs, if he's out, that's a big loss, and that defensive line is no joke. They're going to have to get after Mahomes quick and dominate those trenches. And if they can do that and keep this in a really game manageable way that the Niners like to do. Don't be shocked if the Niners do end up either kicking a game-winning field goal or just scoring late to really
Yeah.
put, a big thing on the Chiefs. But it should be a good game nonetheless. On paper, I don't think you could have predicted a better Super Bowl coming into the year. Maybe, the rematch of Chiefs and Eagles, but
Or
I think
Chiefs Lions. I think a lot of people like that as well.
yeah, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, a lot of people obviously were not rooting for either of these teams to get here, but the best teams always get here, and that's why Mahomes is here. Same with the Niners.
Yep. And one last thought. I was surprised about this line. I mean, San Francisco favored by 2 points. I feel like everybody's on the Chiefs side. I haven't seen many people taking the Niners in this game. I don't know what Vegas is up to there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either, but that's going to be it
I guess we'll
on
see.
of our 2023-2024 season.
Yep.
Come back in just a few weeks as we're going to be looking at free agents and the whole, mock draft and trades that could possibly happen this offseason. So hit that subscribe button to be up to date with our content. But until the next time, the Bench Buddies are out.